I would like to express my gratitude to Sri Vineet Goyal, Secretary of Modern College, Dr. Nisha Singh, Dr. Kiran Joshi, Dr. Anuj Sharma, Dr. Nirmala, Dr. Vijay Garg, and all the teammates from Modern College who are organizing this event for a good national cause.
Thank you, sir.
I also express my warm regards to Dr. Jitendra Kumar Sharma and Dr. Garima Agrawal. Dr. Garima has nicely elaborated the government policies, and certainly she has created a good ground for me to speak. She has given a lot of information regarding the change which is going to happen in the country. But I would focus on the mindset which is changing. You would have observed that the COVID have changed our lives. And it is the thought process which matters in all situations. So is my screen visible now?
Yes, sir.
I think in this COVID duration of last 1.5 months, most of the people would have learned how to cook and how to maintain the house.
Okay.
I think many would have cooked for the first time after they have got married. So this is again an entrepreneurial action. The entrepreneurship is not only about the business, it is about our lifestyle. We have learned to survive in the duration of lockdown. This scenario is creating a situation when many people either they are trying to start their own venture or they are trying to become mentor for others who wants to start. So it is necessary that we should understand the scenario. And we should be mentally ready to be in a position to enlighten others. Let me carry you to an example. And this example is far back in the history of our nation. There is a company in the name of Shri Mahila Grah Udyog Lijjat Papad. I hope we all Indians are very fond of papad. So in some day of our life, we all would have enjoyed this flavor of Lijjat Papad. But very few of us know that this company was started by only 7 women. These 7 women were not from higher strata of the society. They were almost illiterate. They were not rich, they were not having money. They collected 80 rupees by borrowing from others. Yes, rupees 80. In year 1959, they collected 80 rupees to start this company, Mahila Grah Udyog. Today, the turnover of the company is rupees 800 crores. 800 crores is a huge amount. And 43,000 employees are working in this organization. Means today you can observe the contribution made by these 7 women. Today, they are nurturing 43,000 families. So tomorrow, if some of us turn into the entrepreneurs, or we are able to motivate our fellow students, our associated ones to become entrepreneurs of the future, we can change the scenario. And it is expected by the nation from we people. Most of the people who are listening to me, they are from academia. So they have a big role to play and they have a big platform as well. Dr. Garima shared some experience about Mr. Sonam Wangchuk. I feel delighted to share with you that last year I got the chance to meet with him. A very generic, very humble, very down-to-earth man. When he shared his experience, one thing which made him what he is today is that he realized the problems of his region. He observed the problems which are faced by the people who are living in Leh and Ladakh. And he made it his inspiration. These days, he is working for a university and almost 300 crore is the target to create this university. So he is doing a Herculean task for the benefit of the people, and his efforts are resulting all around. You would have observed that Leh and Ladakh is now observing new dimensions because of his efforts. So tomorrow, if we also try, we can create new dimensions. We all have potential. The only thing we don't realize, till then you would not have tried for cooking. You was not aware of your potential that you can also cook very delicious dishes. So you can again observe yourself to be in a position where you are cooking a lot of ideas and resulting some good dishes. What I am going to discuss with you is a holistic view. Dr. Garima has given you a lot of insight about the government policies, which you can avail. You can get the benefit of these policies. The country is transforming, the policies are available, but the barrier is that you have not tried because you don't know the easy path, what to start with and how to start with. So my focus would be on the scenario which is all around. And in this scenario, how can you find your opportunities? How can you take the benefits of the policies by Government of India? And what is the concept of triple bottom line, TBL? And I'm also going to put you one more ideology, which is known as quadruple bottom line. The concept of green manufacturing has already found its place, and it is now finding wide range of applicability around the globe. So I would familiarize you with the concept. Now the world is looking for sustainable development. So I would give you a brief idea about the needs for the sustainable development. I would give you the idea of the startup policy, which is beneficial for the budding entrepreneurs. And in the end, I hope that you will find the path to enter the business world. So if I try to discuss the scenario, which was pre-COVID, the situation was not in such a way that we were facing no problem. There were a lot of problems. Our economic system was based on excessive exploitation of the nature. We were intentionally ignorant about the critical important life support systems. We were giving great losses to our biodiversity. Soil degradation was happening. Deforestation was all around the world. We were using a hell lot of pesticides. There was a lot of toxic waste in the water resources. We were burning fossil fuels. The toxic air pollutants were already playing havoc with life on Earth. there were millions of deaths every year because of this environmental degradation. When it was winter in our nation, we were facing a lot of smoke and there was no solution. So practically, if I say, I can conclude that our right to health was already under attack in many cases before the onslaught of COVID-19. So COVID have challenged us, but at the same time, we would have also realized that it is one new set of problems. We were already in a basket where the problems were all around us. So world is always trying to come out of these situations. In 2016, the almost 153 countries, they have signed Paris Agreement. And in this agreement, the world decided to strengthen the global response to the threat of climate change by keeping the global temperature rise for this century well below 2 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels. As you know, when the temperature of the globe rises, the glaciers start to melt down, the water level in the sea that rises, so the coastal areas, they face a lot of problems. The world also decided to strengthen the ability of countries to deal with the impact of climate change. And to reach these ambitious goals, the developed nations committed to provide appropriate financial flows. They also committed to provide technology framework and enhance the capacity building framework to support the actions of these developing nations. And you all are familiar with this fact that we are a developing nation. So if you see that a great author, Mark Rosenthal, has said, sometimes no problem is a sign of different problem. The world was expecting that there is no problem, but there were a lot of problems. And the class of the people who are concerned, they were observing it as well. But now the problem is visible to everyone in the form of COVID-19. So many people, they are facing a lot of problems because of lockdown, but at the same time, every coin has two facets. So I am focusing on the another facet of it from industrial point of view, from academicians' point of view, from the point of view of budding entrepreneurs. So in this new scenario, what you can observe, the lockdown around the world on the roads, less planes in the has resulted the planet to breathe with some fresh air. And the planet is slowly healing. You all would have observed the reports on television that Ganga has clean. Most of the rivers, they are being observed to be clean. The people are talking about Yamuna, that the water can be used directly for household purposes. The air, you can observe that it is now very breathable. The sky is clean. The people are able to observe the mountains from almost 200 kilometers. And it is the visibility because the sky is clean. So a lot of good things are happening. And a significant improvement in the air quality and ozone layer has also happened. Our ozone layer has also replenished because of this effort. The lockdown has resulted the healing of ozone layer. The pandemic has forced the realization amongst the power holders and policymakers that health is a public good. Health has its own value. But in some course of time, if you try to observe back, you will feel that the people have lost the three principles of life, that if money is lost, nothing is lost, health is lost, something is lost, character is lost, everything is lost. I observed that it has got reverted. The people now feel that if money is lost, then everything is lost. But in lockdown, you would have realized that it is not the money which has the priority, it is the health which is of the utmost priority. The primary concern with the health of the economy is completely dependent on the health of the people and not vice versa. If the people are in good health, they can create tomorrow, but if the health is gone, the country would be wiped out. So, from my point of view, in a post-COVID-19 world, will be able to meet the goals set in the Paris Climate Accord, for which the developed nations were bearing a lot of responsibilities to achieve the targets set for the environment. Now the targets are being observed to be achieved because of the lockdown situation. So the dimension is changing and we are about to observe a new normal. The world is in hurry. There is much haste to go back the normal way of life. The novel coronavirus gives us the opportunity to deconstruct the normal, which is riddled with abnormalities, as you have observed. So now it is the high time. We should come up with the new normal. And we can certainly make different choices, which were not existing so far. And the adversity brought on by the virus can become a transformative economic opportunity to build back better. The build back better situation is where we are not ruining up our environment. We are using the things in such a way that they can be used tomorrow, and we are reducing the vulnerability to future disasters. So it is a situation where our thought process would result many new solutions for the future generations to come. But still there are certain challenges. Dr. Garima has talked about a lot of policies which are brought by the government, and these policies are all for the existing entrepreneurs. Because there are a lot of challenges these days, the prime challenge is to return businesses to operational health after severe shutdown. And it is really extremely challenging because there are a lot of constraints. The people who are working in these companies, they are trying to move to their villages, so there would be a labor crisis. The money is not there. The rotation of the money has almost stopped. So there are no more buyers in the market. So it is a prime responsibility of the government to create this rotation of the money, and government has tried it at its level. Most industries will need to reactivate their entire supply chain. As you would have listened in the speech of our Honorable Prime Minister, sir, he has talked about various supply chains. These supply chains are related to almost every goods and products. So because of this lockdown situation, these supply chains are broken up. And to create these supply chains is a huge task, because these supply chains are not limited to the nation itself. They are global chains as well. And these global supply chains have burnt of disruption in multiple geographics. So even if we try to improve some things in our state, in our nation, we are not sure what the global phenomenon will happen. So in such a situation, these companies are facing a situation where tailored solutions will be needed for individual companies catering to different scenarios. All the nations, they are having different scenarios. So every company would have to work on different situations, even if the organizing management of the company is same. Now, all the companies will need capital to restart their plants, new strategies to compete, and face the manpower crisis. So in this situation, I feel that it creates an opportunity for new entrepreneurs. The entrepreneurs who were planning to enter the market, but they were not finding a suitable time when to enter the market, it is the high time when they can enter. because it is the platform which is at parity. The existing company doesn't have much lead over you because they are facing the situation where they don't have manpower, they don't have money, they don't have resources. So you are on the same boat. At the same time, the government is providing you the support, which is not only in terms of finance, which is in terms of policy support as well. The government is diluting many policies. The labor laws has already been diluted by various states of the nation. So previously there was a list of laws which were to be followed, but these days many laws has already been relaxed by the government. So it is the high time that if you want to start and you have the idea with you, you can start with. Now the question arises how this idea will come. How can I get the inspiration in this scenario? So let me try to observe some things, what has happened, how can we come out, and what I can create tomorrow. If you try to observe over the last 50 years, the state of nature has deteriorated at an unprecedented and accelerating rate. But now, because of the 2 months lockdown globally, most of the natural things, they have replenished. I don't find that the world will allow the things to deteriorate again. So at this point of time, most of the developed nation and the people who are concerned for the nature, they will create lot of pressure globally to maintain this scenario. The damage to ecosystem can cause problems with food, water, and humanity air supply. Now it is the time when you can work out for solution. The solution which is related to food, which is related to water, and which is related to humanity's air supply. Because we have got habitual in the last 2 months to have the food which is hygienic, to have the water which is clean, and the air has got purified. So tomorrow we will certainly try to maintain this situation, and this situation will create an opportunity, because after some time the life will move on the same grounds as it was moving 3-4 months back. And to fix the problem, the humanity will need a transformative change, which will include sustainable agriculture, reduction in consumption and waste. Even in the sea, we will provide the fishing quotas and the collaborative water management resources. You would have observed that insects destroyed by human, they have caused a lot of effects like habitat destruction. Pesticide poisoning has happened in the ground. Invasive species and climate change at a rate that will cause the collapse of ecological system that has been followed for the last 50 years. And we thought that it can't be stopped. But in the last 2 months that we have observed, we can stop it. The people are now moving towards organic food. The organic food which is developed without using any pesticide, without using any chemical fertilizer. And each one of us try to buy that food which is grown by using least quantity of these pesticide and chemical fertilizers. So I find it a great opportunity for everyone. The world will welcome the environment friendly solutions, because now we have observed that we can live in this environment where we have replenished the things by nature's grace. Though COVID has created a lot of problems, but one good thing which has resulted because of this COVID is that the natural phenomenon, they have replenished. So I find that the world will welcome the environmental friendly solutions. You can think upon what you can provide for betterment of the society. The government of India has tried to grab this opportunity. The government has taken new initiatives. And in the speech by Honorable Prime Minister, you have come across many inputs which the government is trying to carry out. A new India industrial and trade policy is under process. And this policy is to insensitivize our entrepreneurs to be makers, not just traders. Here you can observe the dimensional change. Previously, in the business community, the focus was on trading. Most of our businessmen, what they were doing, they were procuring some goods from China and they were supplying it in our indigenous market. The companies which were opened in this nation to fulfill our dream of Make in India, most of the companies were from Chinese origin. The companies were producing in India with a logo of Make in India, but practically the goods were manufactured for the benefit of the Chinese people. The profit of these companies was going abroad. Now the government envisions that we should try to be makers, not just traders. And in this scenario, we are having a peace of mind. We can think upon how can we contribute. The Prime Minister, the Honorable Prime Minister of the nation, he has also focused on be vocal for local. So it is the high time that we should try to, as an academician, it is a responsibility as well. We should try to create some industries at local level, as the example which I have shared with you, the example of Lijjat Papad. In case of Lijjat Papad or Amul or Mother Dairy, you can observe that the community can do miracles. So if there is a good planner and he can distribute the components which are to be used in a particular big machinery, and the component could be assembled together to form that machine, there can be hundreds of small companies which can provide these components. And if you want to visit, before starting this concept, some of you can visit Ludhiana. In Ludhiana, you can observe that there is some component making in every house. In Ambala, you can observe that there is some component making in every house. There is one businessman who don't own any company. He owns the product. He owns the brand. And what he do? He creates the complete design of the product and he distributes the components to various small scale companies which are operating in very small areas of 100 meter or 200 meter. They are expertised in creating that particular component only, and in the end they supply the components to that businessman. That businessman get assembled those components and they are producing lathe machines, shapers, slaughters, grinding machines, which are of cost in the range from 1 lakh to almost 30-40 lakhs. So this way, if some of us can come out as mentors and they can club together various aspirants in the local region, and we can support them by coming together on a common cause, I hope that tomorrow we would be able to create big companies by collaborative effort. The government of India envisions to build a Make in India hub to meet domestic and global COVID-19 related demand and subsequent rebound and revenge consumption. So the world is open now. The platform is at 0-0 for everyone. We have equal opportunity as the global players. So we can start in this scenario with a lot of good opportunities. And the opportunities created by coronavirus have grabbed the attention of our government. So it is high time to start. Now, what could be the thought process? Every thought process starts with the failure. We are scared of failure. So if I recall you, the Benjamin Franklin, the father of United States of America, he has used a line: those who fail to plan, plan to fail. So it is the high time you should plan. Drop the tactical thinking and prepare. And this is the best time to test your business idea. So you should think upon what is my product relevance to the customer in different environments. There would be some places which will continue to be COVID affected for long duration. There are some green zones which have already come out of it. There are some orange zones. So you should plan that if the scenario persists for some years, how your product could be of relevance to the customer which are in the three zones. The product which is usable in the green zone may not find its place in the red zone. So you would have to think this way, that what could be the product which can be created in your region and which could find its place in different regions, different environments. It is an all-weather product or service, or it is something that the customer can do away with. In business, it is the prime important thing to be noted whether the product is a need or it is a desire. So in the same way, you should also think upon your product, whether it is all-weather product or service, or it is something that the customer can do away with. How can I adapt the business to deliver the customers in the current context? You know that at most of the places, the boundaries of the districts, boundaries of the states, boundaries of the nation, they are closed. So how will you deliver your product? The delivery is an issue. I'm not focusing whole my focus on the digital world. I am more concerned about the manufacturing sector, because the nation is envisioning that we should go for a scenario where the country is a producer, not a consumer. We should improve our exports in terms of goods, not only in terms of services. So we would have to come up with the solutions which are related to the manufacturing industry. So my focus will now be towards more of the manufacturing sector. How can I leverage the market volatility? This is a concern which we should all take care. Now, as I talked about to you, that the manufacturing is the need of the hour. The country is expecting that we should convert ourselves into a manufacturing nation, not a trader. So we should all understand the process before we start to think about a business plan. In general words, the manufacturing process is a transformation process of input. Input means materials, machines, man, money, methods, and management into outputs. Output means goods or services. So what you all do, you do the transformation process. The transformation process has to be efficient, and the output must be greater than the inputs which you have supplied. You can think about the physical process related to manufacturing. You can think about locational, means transportation or some warehouse related opportunity. You can find some retail business related opportunity. And as Dr. Garima told you that there is huge opportunity in the medical sector, so you can think about the healthcare industry. Healthcare industry is not only about the medicine and doctors. The industry is growing every day, and it is making its place in everyone's life. There are numerous products in the market which are available today for well-being. So you can find your place there. The entertainment is a big industry. There are many companies which are finding its place, and they are exploring like anything, like PUBG and MPL. You can observe that they are making huge sums of money. You can think about it. And information industry means communication industry. You can also explore, because in the past 2 months, you would have observed that there are many companies which have provided us platform to take classes, to deliver lectures, to deliver webinars, to collect the assignment, to take the exams, and so on. So there is an opportunity to create the communication network in this scenario as well. But the one thing which you should keep in mind, that whatsoever you try, it will be for the improvement of efficiency. You should reduce the waste and you should reduce the defects which are in the existing products. The things has not happened suddenly. It is a matter of chance that the corona has given us time to realize upon it. The bare fact is that in November 2019 is the time when China was at the verge of start of COVID-19. So in 2019 November, more than 11,000 scientists from 153 countries published a letter in which they warn about the big threats to sustainability from climate change if big changes in policies will not happen. And they declared it climate emergency. The word climate emergency is not because of the COVID situation. It is because of the situation which was all around us. So the COVID has provided us a time to think upon. In the 2 months duration, most of we people, we have spare time to think about our own self, to think about our priorities, to think about our responsibilities towards nation, to salute the people who are serving the nation in this odd hour. So this is all the mindset which has taken place because of the scenario of lockdown. But my dear friends, the scenario of climate emergency was already ringing all around us. The situation was well alarming. The world was thinking for solutions, but now the COVID has created a situation where we have no other alternate way except to think upon the solutions which are globally acceptable. And here comes the solution. The solution lies in the triple bottom line. And the concept was given by John Elkington in 1994. He has also authored a book in 1998, The Cannibals with Forks, Triple Bottom Line of 21st Century Business. This book has detailed the importance and benefits of going beyond the financial bottom line to express the value creation. The financial bottom line is profit and loss. All the industries, they were only bothered about the profit and loss statement. But the triple bottom line concept added 2 more bottom lines. These bottom lines were social and environmental concerns. So it is called as 3P model. The first P represents the people, the second P represents the profit, and the third P represents the planet. Initially, the world was focused towards the profit only. Now we are focused about the people and planet as well. So this concept has many dimensions, and I would like to have a look upon the various facts which it suggests. The triple bottom line concept demands that the company's responsibility lies with the stakeholders rather than shareholders. The important thing to note is that now the stakeholders are of prime importance. They are not the shareholders. What are the stakeholders? The stakeholders are the people who are influenced either directly or indirectly by the actions of the company. These stakeholders include employees, customers, suppliers, local residents, government agencies, and creditors. The company should take care for all the stakeholders. And according to this stakeholder theory, the business entity should be used as a vehicle for coordinating stakeholder interest instead of maximizing the shareholders' profit. Now, the concern is not to maximize the shareholders' profit. The concern is to coordinate stakeholders' interest. The company conceives a reciprocal social structure in which the well-being of the corporate, the labor, and other stakeholder interests are interdependent. We can't think about the only one constraint. We would have to be cautious about all the stakeholders who are involved either way. And the enterprises dedicated to triple bottom line seeks to provide the benefit to many constituencies and not to exploit the endanger any group of them. So the upstreaming of a portion of profit from the marketing of finished goods back to the original producer of raw material is the need which is to be taken care. A common example can be taken from the agriculture sector. A farmer in fair trade agriculture practice, you can observe that he is the person who was suffering so far, but this TBL approach say that the farmer should be taken due care as stakeholder. The TBL business would not use child labor. Previously, it was because of the law, but now this TBL approach, because it is concerned about the people, it would not use child labor and monitor all contracted companies for child labor exploitation. So the scenario would be improved. The safe work environment would be created. The tolerable working hours would be used by the companies. The approach to give back to the society should be strengthened. The global reporting initiative has already been taken, and the NGOs are supposed that they should take care of the social impact of a business. If a company which is following a TBL approach, it will endeavor to benefit the natural order as much as possible. We will try to follow the rules of the nature, or at the least do the harm and at least do the no harm or minimize the environmental impact. So our whole concern is to minimize the losses to the environment. A TBL endeavors reduces its ecological footprints, means the problems which were created by many of the companies by creating a lot of pollution to the atmosphere or to the water or to the soil, that should be taken care. Cradle to grave is uppermost in the thought of TBL manufacturing business, which typically conduct a life cycle assessment of each and every product. So whatsoever we are using, it should not go waste. We should try to reuse this. And the ecological bottom line is akin to the concept of eco-capitalism. Now, currently, the cost of disposing of non-degradable or toxic product is borne by the government and environmentally by the residents near the disposal sites. The companies which are creating loss to the society, loss to the nation, but at the same time they are enjoying the benefit of it. Why? Because the cost of disposing is not borne by them, it is borne by the government. The government is spending the money collected from we people on disposing of. We, the residents, we are suffering because of it. So now it is the high time that the TBL approach should be implemented everywhere. The people and planet should be taken into consideration. It is not only the profit which should be taken care by the companies. Now it is the high time that we should thrust upon the people and the planet as well. In TBL thinking, an enterprise which produces and markets a product which will create a waste should not be given a free ride by the society. The society should stop the usage of such products which are creating wastage. And it would be more equitable for the business which manufactures and sells a problematic product to bear part of the cost of its ultimate disposal. Now it is the high time to think upon those products which don't have these abuses. We should try to develop our products which are environmental friendly, which are creating no losses to the society, which are reusable, I observe that such products will find its place in the world to come. Ecologically destructive practices such as overfishing or other endangering depletions of the resources are to be avoided under this approach. What was the economic bottom line or profit line? The profit or economic bottom lines deals with the economic value created by the organization after deducting the cost of all inputs, including the cost of the capital tied up. So it differs from traditional accounting definitions of profit. In the original concept, within a sustainability framework, the profit aspect needs to be seen as the real economic benefit enjoyed by the host society. And it is the real economic impact the organization has on its economic environment. This is often confused to be limited to the internal profit made by the company or organization, which nevertheless remains an essential starting point for the computation. The society should also be taken into consideration for sharing the benefit of the profit of the organization. So there are certain challenges as well. If I talk of the economical challenges, these days, the product have shorter product life cycle. There are technological challenges. There are demand fluctuations. There are product varieties available. There is an increased standard of living. There is time of technological obsolescence. The technological obsolescence is, the time for technological obsolescence is reducing down very fast. You would have observed that many models of the mobile phones, they are launched and they are out of the market within a year or two. So obsolescence is very fast these days. There are societal challenges as well. In our nation, we are a youth nation, so we don't observe this phenomenon. But certainly we can observe one thing, that in our nation, the skilled manpower is not available. Most of the companies, they are facing the crisis of skilled manpower. But at the same time, other countries, they are facing other problems like aging workforce, which the Japan is facing. And in this COVID period, you would have also observed that the disease has been fatal. The disease has been fatal in the nations which are having more average life. So we are a country which is called as the youth nation, but at the same time, there is a problem which is of the skilling of the manpower. You can find it as an opportunity. If the companies are developed at the local level would require the skilled manpower in a particular domain. So it would be an easy task to provide that sort of skill. I have observed myself that at various places like in Aligarh, there is a company in the name of NSIC. It is the Prototype Development Center established by NSIC there in Aligarh. They are providing the skills to the nearby population which are working in the industry of locks. So today as well, there is global competition, but still the lock industry in Aligarh has survived because they are finding skilled manpower. Now at this juncture, there are many environmental challenges which provide you an opportunity. And this is because of the climate change, the depletion of natural resources, and because of the greenhouse gases, which are getting a concern. I got an opportunity to guide a PhD in the last 5 years, and it was in the domain of green manufacturing. So we surveyed almost 4,000 people who are working some way or another in iron and steel industry. So observing these people's observations, we try to club the factors which are the governing factor these days, or which are creating an obstacle to implement the concept of green manufacturing. Green manufacturing means The manufacturing where we are reducing down the pollution levels, both at the end of the inputs as well as at the end of the outputs. So the concluded factors were, it's a big list. You can observe that supply chain management, there are many economic factors, which includes like supply chain management, energy prices, emerging markets, business models, information and communication technology, population growth rate, government regulations, consumption of natural resources, product development cost, configuration of the manufacturing enterprise, and manufacturing strategies. At the same time, there are a lot of environmental factors which are to be taken into consideration. Environmental management, the natural resources, pollution levels, the dangerous waste, the natural environment, the environmental budget, the environmental certifications required, biodiversity available in that region. There were many societal factors as well. The workforce management, the human rights, the societal commitment, the customers, the business practices being followed, the human resource development, the education, the healthcare conditions, and last but not least, the corruption. So these are the factors which are influencing the establishment of any company. Though we tried our exploration only in the steel and iron and steel industries, but you can observe that these vital factors will influence the working performance of any industry. So once you are trying to work out on your business plan, do give weightage to each and every factor, because once you have launched your company or you have started your business, many of the things they are at stake, and the most valued thing, it is time. So in green manufacturing, you are taking care of the mother nature, both at the input end as well as at the output end. So there are various indicators which are already being defined by the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. OECD, it is a global organization. They have already defined that the input should be taken care in regards of the non-renewable material intensity, restricted substance intensity, how much recycled or reused content of the material is in input. Similarly, at the time of operation, because the transformation is the process which is taken care inside the industry. So in the industry, when you are taking care of the transformation, what is the water intensity, what is the energy intensity, what is the renewable portion of the industry being consumed. Renewable energy is the energy which is taken from natural resources like wind, like sun, like tidal, like hydro. These are all renewable resources of energy. The greenhouse gas intensity, the residual intensity, the intensity of the residual releases to air, the intensity of residual releases to water, the percentage of the land occupied, because the land is natural cover. And if we are using the land for industrial purpose, we are sacrificing our nature. Similarly, when you are talking of the product side, at the product side, we should also take care how much the product is recyclable or reusable. What is the possibility of recyclability possibility for the product? Renewable material content in the product, non-renewable material intensity, restricted substance content in the product. What you are using today, you are using computers, mobiles, but all of these devices, they are using a lot of silicon, and that silicon is causing a new problem. You would have come across the pollution level rising in the sea, and the pollution in the sea is not because of fishes. That pollution in the sea is because of the dumping of the electronic devices. The pollution in the air is maximum because of those material combustion which are creating poisonous gases in the atmosphere. So it is that opportunity time that we should start with a business plan which takes care of all these factors. if I talk of the environment, our focus can be low carbon emission, minimize utilization of material resources, minimize energy resources, reduce the usage of raw material, recycle or reuse some byproducts, reduce or minimize the unwanted pollutants, reduce or find substituent for energy, use renewable sources of energy, and the product should maintain the quality and it should be of low cost, which is bearable for people of the society. So there are various driving factors as
मैं
Is my voice audible now?
छोड़ नहीं रहा इसे, है ना? ठीक है, ओके।
Is my voice audible now? Dr. Anuj, is my voice audible now? So I was talking about the drivers which are...
Now you are audible, sir. Sorry for the disturbance, sir. Sorry.
Not at all. So you should take care of the market drivers. You should take care of the technology drivers, societal drivers, regulation drivers, because regulation driver is playing vital role these days. The government is reforming the laws and policies. So it is an opportunity time to think upon it and to take the benefit of it. Because they are for some limited duration, it is the time when we should try to trap the benefit of these regulations. So this is the holistic view when you can think upon the manufacturing, you can think upon energy, you can think upon waste management, you can think upon operational safety, you can think upon personal health, you can think upon environmental impact. So it is the high time when we are talking about the local, any of the local industries which is developing, that industry would have to focus on all these phenomenal changes. So you can contribute in any of the areas. It is not necessary that you establish a complete company. You can be part of it. You can provide solution for energy consumption minimization. You can provide solution for waste management. You can provide solution for personal health. So it is an opportunity time when one big organization can provide space to work for many new businesses for its proper functioning in the current scenario. The scenario which has already got changed, and I hope that it is going to sustain itself in the future to come. So it is the opportunity time that you should find a place for yourself. And these ideas will be the novel ideas because they were not tried in the past. It is the time when you would have to think upon it and come out with the new ideas. And the new concept which is evolving these days, it is circular economy. This is a new concept which is being followed these days, that the world would have to come together. How we should come together? We should employ the reuse, sharing, repair, refurbishment, remanufacturing, recycling in a closed loop. The waste should become the food for another company. What we were dumping yesterday, we should try to find the uses of that waste product for some another company. So when we are working in a loop, it is a win-win situation for everyone. And the globe has already established the regulations. These regulations can be observed as BS 8001 2017. The guideline has already been frameworked. So if you are trying to come as a new venture, please do go through these guidelines, because they will help you to establish yourself in the international market. A step taken by you today can launch you tomorrow in the global market. This is the quadruple bottom line concept, though it is not finding its much space these days, but it is the time because you are all academicians. So let me familiarize you as well. Previously, I have talked about 3 Ps. Three P's were people, planet, and profit. Now we will have four P's. The fourth one is purpose. The purpose means what the product has value in our life. The product may have spiritual values. The product may have some fond value. The product may find its value for the generations to come. So when you are designing your product, you are designing your solution, please do keep in mind that the fourth dimension will find its space in the years to come. The product will not only be profitable, it will not harm to the planet, it will be for the benefit of all the stakeholder people, and at the same time it will be for cultural or purposeful weightage as well. So most of the people who are trying to enter in this scenario, they will enter as a startup. But it is a general observation that when a new company is started, we call it a startup. I'm sorry to say that every company is not a startup. The startup is a nomenclature which is designated by the government of India, and it is conferred on a company which fulfills certain regulations. And the Department of Industrial Policy and Promotion, DIPP, has clearly defined who are the companies which can be registered as a startup company, because there are a lot of benefits which are associated with startup company. So starting a company is one job, and getting a startup status is another job. So you start a company, and then at the same time you should make your roadmap that how you should get the status of a startup company, because there are many restrictions to confer this status, and there are a lot of benefits which are associated with the startup status. An establishment which is not prior to 7 years, but for biotechnology it can be up to 10 years. The total turnover should not exceed 25 crore, but the government has changed some guidelines in the past 1 week. You can follow these guidelines to see what are the limitations, what are the changes which has taken place in the new government policy, because the government is reframing the regulations. The working towards innovation, development, or improvement of the product or process or service which is driven by technology or an IPR. So it is the high time when we intellectual people, we the people of the academia can found our space of making money by using IPR. I have authored 6 books of technology. I've enjoyed a lot of income from royalties, and I inspire everyone that try to expertise at least one domain of your specialization. Try to author one good book. Try to author some patent. If you get one commercial patent in your life, it can change the whole scenario. Our Honorable Prime Minister in 2014 envisioned that our country should be a 5 trillion economy by year 2021. In this 5 trillion economy, what were the 3 ingredients? They were technology, innovation, and entrepreneurship. So the technology is one thing which means today to be an IPR. Either it should be a patent, or it should be a design copyright, or it should be an intellectual property copyright. So tomorrow you would not be able to use any product for which you don't have copyright. In the past decade, many companies have made huge losses because of the usage of copyrights from another organizations. The global battle these days is because of the patents only. The companies like Nokia, they never died because of the incomes from their patents. My dear friends, the international market recognize the value of the company from the patents they have. The Samsung files more than 8,000 patents a year. The IBM files more than 7,000 patents a year. But it is very unfortunate scenario that in our nation, there is no rush for filing the patents, because the people have not yet learned how to enjoy the IPR. And it is the time where you would have to realize the potential of IPR issues. If I would try to give you a flashback, there was a company which was open to sell mobile at the cost of 251 rupees. The company name was Freedom. And the company was started in Noida. Many people, they booked their mobile phones. But it was a huge thought process. What was the reason that government stopped its operation? Then I personally realized that the company was not having the copyrights. The patents which were to be used, they were not with the company. So in the years to come, the company would find a lot of litigations in the international court for using the patents which are earned by other companies. The patent is a new war. We are fighting with Corona these days. Tomorrow, the world will fight only for the patents, and the international court will be flooded with these litigations. So far, the world was not much aware of this IPR issue. But now, because all the patents, they are accessible to you, they are readily available to you on the website. So there is no excuse at all. It is the high time that you should try to realize the potential of the IPR. The startup status is given very easily to a company if it is working on a product which already have a patent or the patent is filed for it. So to get the startup status, make sure that the company is not formed by splitting any existing company or its reconstruction, or for a business which is already in existence. The startup shall be eligible for tax benefit only after it has obtained certification from the inter-ministerial board set up for this purpose. So please do keep in mind that if you want to take the benefit of a Startup India policy, you would have to find your place in the startup scenario. You can start as a private company, you can start as a partnership company, you can start as limited liability partnership, or you can start as a sole proprietorship. If I give a flashlight on the startup businesses which are being followed in the country, some are technology based, some are non-technology based. In technology based, you can observe that 33% stake is occupied by the e-commerce companies, then 24% by business to business companies, 12% by internet based, and 10% by mobile apps. And similarly, you can find other places. Non-technology, engineering 17%, construction 13%, agro 11%, rest are below 10%. In this current scenario, the focus of the FICCI is on various domains. It includes many areas where you can find your valued product. Please do keep in mind when you are planning for a business, don't limit yourself for the existing ideas. Don't think that your business should start from an app. The app can be for the ease of the people, but the product is the prime requirement to sustain in the market. So the focus should be on your product, and the product should be well selected. Selected from the focus areas which the nation is expecting. These days, you can observe these areas: agriculture, artificial intelligence, machine learning, capital goods, cement, chemical, ICT products, drone technology, education, electrical mobility, electronic goods, entertainment industry, environment and climate, FMCG products, food processing, gems and jewelry, homeland security, human resources, hydrocarbons, manufacturing, IPR, power, publishing, real estate, renewable energy, retail and internal trade, rural development, science and technology, skill development, and space. These are the areas where you can think upon in the light of triple bottom line approach. My dear friends, the startup operate under conditions of extreme uncertainty. It is the bare fact. which is observed by many people. And Irk Rice is the author who has given a lot of information in terms of lean startup methodology. So if you are willing to start your business, you can go through a book which is authored by Irk Rice. The title of the book is Lean Startup Methodology, because the scenario for the startups is not the same as the established organizations. The startup works under the condition of extreme uncertainty. So it is necessary to work out on our business plan thoroughly. The greatest observation is that most startup fails not because they fail to build what they set out to build, but because they wasted time, money, and effort in building the wrong product. Surprisingly, the Irk Rice started a company and it got failed. So the failure of the company given him a new dimension. And the new dimension was authoring a book. She had made huge sums of money by authoring this book. And the book was authored by the experience which he earned from the losses which he created in the company. The government has taken many initiatives. You can find Startup India. You can find Mudra Yojana. Mudra Yojana is finding its space everywhere these days. Through this scheme, the startup get loans from the banks to set up, grow, and stabilize their their businesses. There is new scheme Setu, Self-Employment and Talent Utilization Fund. The government has allotted 1,000 crore rupees in this fund. So the self-employed people can take this facility. Government has also created a e-biz portal. Previously, it was a tough task to find what I should do if I want to start a company. These days, it is very easy. The government has launched e-biz portal. And on this e-biz portal, you can find the 14 regulatory permissions and licenses at one source, so that you can find easy clearances and improve the ease of doing business in India. The government has bought all the department at one website, so it is very easy to go through in one throw that what would be the rules and regulations which you would have to follow, what are the licenses which you will need to acquire, and at the same time, please do keep in mind what would be the IPRs which you would need to create your product. The government has also given one more relaxation. The government has reduced the royalty tax paid by the businesses and the startup firms from 25% to 10%. So this is all about my vision to start new ventures in this scenario using an approach which we call as triple bottom line approach. And in this approach, I hope you would have observed that it is the time when only the profit can't be taken into consideration. We would have to think about the people on the planet as well and the planet itself. So with these words, I thank everyone, the professors, the researchers, and the participants from all corners of the country who spared time to listen to me. And now the forum is open to you to ask me the questions. I will try to answer them as far as possible. And if not possible, then you can mail me so that I can revert you back.
So there is a question in chat box. Thank you so much for that.
Let me
nice
try to
information.
be in the chat box because I'm not much aware of using
There is a
this
three
software.
options given in below. One of them is Q&A. One of them is Q&A.
Okay. One question is here.
I'll dictate those questions.
Is it possible that word will?
I'm going to dictate the
Can
questions.
you please read down?
Hello.
Okay.
The question from Mr. Vikrant Arya. Are you getting that?
I'm getting.
Kindly give highlight on current labor migrant crisis affecting manufacturing in India. Kindly give highlight on current labor migrant crisis affecting manufacturing in India.
From my point of view, it is a good opportunity as well. The labor is migrating from one place to another. जैसे एक कहावत है जो है कि कोई जो है नारियल को अगर ना भी बोए तो नारियल समुद्र में तैरकर एक द्वीप से दूसरे द्वीप तक पहुंच जाता है और वहां उग जाता है। तो ऐसे ही मेरा सोचना ये है कि ये जो जिसे आप लेबर माइग्रेंट कह रहे हैं, फ्रॉम माय पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू दे आर द टेक्निकली स्किल्ड मैन पावर and they will find their place wherever they will go. The only thing is that they are not having finances with them. So people like us who are from academia or who are connected with the society can observe some good people who are ready to serve this society. They can avail the government policies benefits and they can take the loans to start new ventures, because at this time they can observe the people in the local area and they can observe their the skill set as well. It is very easy to create the skill set now in the local district. If 10-20 people they plan to start some venture, so I don't find that all will go for one area only. Someone will start to go for the construction, someone will start to go for manufacturing unit, some for food industry, some for another industry. So you can observe what I want to say, that if there are 10,000 people available and we create the pool from which technical skill they are well equipped, so it is possible that 1,000 people may be from the construction industry, 1,000 people may be from food industry, some 800 people may be from grocery industry. So this way the industries who want to start, they can find the skilled manpower in the local region. I take it as an opportunity, because as I said that my focus is towards creating new ventures. The old ventures which you are running, they will face some problem, but because the migration is not 100%, certainly there may be 30%, 40% migration, so that 30%, 40% gap can be filled by the new population. It is easy to train the new people by the old trained manpower. So from my point of view, it is a blessing in disguise which has happened. In the regions where there were no skilled manpower, there the people will find skilled manpower and they will be able to start some good things.
Sir, we have a few more questions from
Okay.
Jisha. They are asking, I would like to know.
First of all, I want to take the view of Vikrant ji जो question पूछ रहे थे.
जी sir, sure.
Is he satisfied or he has some more query?
Mr. Vikrant, sir, actually, that is one-way conversation due to this.
Okay.
To connect
Okay.
Mr. Vikrant.
So what is
sir,
the next
more
question?
Audience, sir, one more question from.
Yeah, please.
I would like to know the impact on online shopping sector. Does the cash crisis may influence the buying behavior of consumers?
Certainly the buying behavior will change, and the people will be more focused toward the needs rather than the luxuries. So at this time, those who are the new business mind people, those who are trying to come in this new market, they should focus on the need-based product, because it is very sure that in the years to come, we should see the change in the behavior of the people. But at the same time, there is one more speculation as well, that once this COVID period is over, there should be the chance for the burst out for the bulk purchasing as well. Means the people who were not able to buy the things which they love, they can jump into the market and there can be a burst out of it. But this is an speculation which I personally don't find that such a thing is going to happen.
Sir, one more question from the Avinash. Sir, kindly throw some light on the use of fourth P, means purpose, in the first element of TVL profit.
The profit or the fourth dimension is purpose these days.
Yes, sir, fourth dimension, I think fourth P.
Some companies you would have observed a few days back, I think there's something I have observed that the positive things are not in our observation. negative things, they are catching our vision. So a few days back, you would have observed one negative sort of spread in the this WhatsApp social media, and it was related to some company in which it was shown some halal or some symbol was there. So practically this halal word has a big means, especially for the people who are following Islam. So far you would not have observed that any such a word can be worth for selling point of view. But from a company point of view, if I talk, then on this earth, almost 20% of the population or more, they are following Islam. So if a company which is making a product which is using halal product, halal means some meat or some another product which is used, that is used as per the guidelines which are as per their religious thoughts. So the Muslim community, they find themselves comfortable in using that product. Means somehow the company has introduced this fourth dimension in the product. A single label on the product that ensures a particular community that this product is made up by using the set guidelines as per their religious thought process. So similarly, you can find many products which have religious value for many people. So if a company is similar way, you can observe that one thing, that in our nation we are rushing behind a concept which we call as a indigenous product regime. The people say कि हम जो है स्वदेशी यूज करेंगे. कौन नहीं यूज करना चाहता है स्वदेशी? सब यूज करना चाहते हैं. भाई कौन ऐसा भारतीय है जो स्वदेशी प्रोडक्ट नहीं यूज करना चाहेगा? मजबूरी ये है कि जो प्रोडक्ट हमको स्वदेशी के नाम पर बेचे जाते हैं वो कॉस्ट में जो है विदेशी प्रोडक्टों से ज्यादा महंगे होते हैं जो क्वालिटी में हमसे अच्छे हैं. एक इंडस्ट्री में मेरी बात हुई जो है, a few years back I was visiting some industry in Agra region. एक छोटी सी जगह है, अगर आप जानते हो, फिरोजाबाद. तो फिरोजाबाद में वहां उन्होंने एक एक्सपीरियंस शेयर किया कि दैट दे आर यूजिंग कटर्स. चूड़ियों को काटने के लिए कटर्स यूज होते हैं. तो जो चाइनीज कटर है वो लगभग 1/4 कॉस्ट पर अवेलेबल है और उसका परफॉर्मेंस भी अच्छा है. तो हाउ कम इट इज पॉसिबल दैट वी शुड गो फॉर ए प्रोडक्ट व्हिच इज 4 times कॉस्टली एंड द परफॉर्मेंस इज नॉट एश्योर्ड? It is the responsibility of our industry as well that we should create the products which are quality wise good, which are economically viable, and then the product will find its place by own self. At this point of time, if we place our logo which represent this, that this product is made by the local people of this nation, I certainly assure you that the product will find its place in the local region. In Malaysia, they have tested this concept, and in Malaysia, the local products find more value as compared to global products. So this fourth dimension, the purpose, it is going to play a vital role to attract the people towards the product.
Sir, one more question. What important role bank can play to make available loans to these laborers who don't have guarantee to repay loan?
The government has already given guarantee, and the government has focused on this point that the people would not have something to give as guarantee. So the government is giving guarantee for the loan.
Okay, sir. These are the questions in the section.
So even if any other participant he want to have some question to me, they can.
Any Mr. Nicholas, just sir, allow to speak.
Sure.
Yes, Mr. Nicholas Sharma.
Hello, yeah.
Sir, most welcome. Can you put your question? Okay. Hello. Mr. Nicholas. Sir, can you?
Hello.
Yes. Yes, please.
Doctor, हाँ डॉक्टर साहब से मैं एक क्वेश्चन पूछना चाहता हूँ कि कुछ जो हमारी रिसर्च बता रही हैं, मैं भी एनालाइज कर रहा हूँ एज ए बीइंग द हेड ऑफ द ट्रेनिंग एंड प्लेसमेंट सेल हियर, तो ऐसी कुछ न्यूज़पेपर्स, कुछ कटिंग्स, कुछ व्यूज आ रहे हैं अमेरिका इंग्लैंड से भी, मैं देख रहा हूँ कि वहां तो लगभग ईयर बहुत पूरा सेशन ही आगे फॉरवर्ड कर दिया गया है टुवर्ड्स सितंबर। तो मैं ये पूछना चाहता हूँ डॉक्टर साहब से कि क्या ये बात सत्य है, ये क्या सही है जो कहा जा रहा है कि आगामी आने वाले समय में भारत में जो उच्च संस्थान हैं या प्रोफेशनल एजुकेशन के जो गण हैं वो ध्वस्त होते हुए नजर आएंगे?
नहीं डॉक्टर साहब, बिल्कुल नहीं, बिल्कुल नहीं।
क्या इसमें क्या कुछ सत्यता है या ये सिर्फ एक भ्रम है?
डॉक्टर साहब, एक सत्य है जो पृथ्वी पर आपने हमेशा ऑब्जर्व किया होगा कि तीर को अगर छोड़ना है तो पहले पीछे खींचना पड़ता है।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल डॉक्टर साहब,
तो इस समय जो प्रक्रिया चल रही है वो पीछे खींचने की चल रही है, तीर तो आगे ही जाएगा।
तो ये सिर्फ एक हम कह सकते हैं दिस इज द मिथ ऑफ द मार्केट फॉर द हायर
एजुकेशन। आप ये देखिए कि 2 महीने के अंदर देश के 80% प्रोफेसर्स ने ऑनलाइन क्लास लेना सीख लिया। जिन प्रोफेसर्स ने 20 साल में पीपीटी नहीं बनाई, उन्होंने पीपीटी बना ली। हम और आप आज वेबिनार के थ्रू कनेक्ट हो रहे हैं, शायद हम फिजिकली एक दूसरे से कनेक्ट ना हो पाते। तो बहुत सारी ऐसी चीजें हैं डॉक्टर साहब जो हो रही हैं, और ये जो हो रहा है, मतलब आई एम फॉर्चुनेट एनफ कि मैं पिछले कुछ सालों से एक कम्युनिकेशन ग्रुप में था जो हायर एंड उस पर काम कर रहा है। तो 5 साल से लगभग हम लोग यही चीजें डिस्कस कर रहे थे कि आने वाले टाइम में क्लासेस जो होंगी सब ऑफलाइन होंगी, अटेंडेंस जो होगी सब ऑफलाइन होगी, जो स्टूडेंट होंगे वो घर बैठ के ही लेक्चर सुनेंगे। तो ये सारी चीजें ऐसा नहीं कि एकदम से हो गई हैं, देयर वाज ए ह्यूज थॉट प्रोसेस बिहाइंड इट। लेकिन इसमें कोरोना का वाइटल रोल ये है सर कि कोरोना ने सबको अलाइन कर दिया। पहले शायद हम लोग ये ना समझा पाते अपने देश को जो है कि हमको इन्हीं संसाधनों के साथ काम करना है। अब देखिए, ऐसा नहीं है कि जिस दिन लॉकडाउन हुआ उसके बाद कोई मोबाइल की दुकान खुली थी, सब लोगों ने उन्हीं मोबाइल्स को यूज किया डॉक्टर साहब जो थे।
राइट।
वही लैपटॉप जो जिसके पास जैसा था उसी लैपटॉप को लोगों ने कॉन्फ़िगर किया, और देखिए 90% लोग कोई ना कोई सॉल्यूशन निकालने में कामयाब हो गए। दे आर नॉट फाइंडिंग एनी एक्सक्यूज, दे आर डूइंग। तो जो ये स्पेकुलेशन आ रहा है कि जो बड़े इंस्टीट्यूशन है वो ध्वस्त होंगे, कोई ध्वस्त नहीं होने जा रहा है सर। वी विल फाइंड न्यू डायमेंशंस। ये अलग बात है कि नॉलेज जो है वो अपनी दिशा जो है वो बहुत तेजी से बदलेगी। अभी तक क्या था डॉक्टर साहब जो है कि हम पुरानी चीजों को मॉडिफाई करने में लगे हुए थे, अब ये है कि फंडामेंटल थॉट के साथ बहुत सारी चीजें आएंगी।
जी जी, मतलब ये है कि जो आवश्यकता है वही आविष्कार की जननी के रूप में परिलक्षित होती नजर आएगी।
बिल्कुल, दैट हैज हैपेंड सर, ऑलरेडी प्रोसेस हैज स्टार्टेड।
जैसा गरिमा मैडम ने भी आपसे पहले प्रेजेंटेशन में कहा था कि जब जब क्राइसिस आते हैं तब तक इनोवेशन होते हैं, तो मैं समझ रहा हूँ ये उसी बात से कोरिलेट करते आ रहे हैं कि
डॉक्टर गरिमा का प्रेजेंटेशन बहुत अच्छा था, और उन्होंने जितना डेप्थ में जो है गवर्नमेंट की पॉलिसीज पर लाइट डाला, दैट वाज ऑसम। एंड आई हार्टली एक्नॉलेज कि उन्होंने इतना पेन लिया जो है कि जो अभी पिछले हफ्ते के डिस्कशंस हैं गवर्नमेंट के, शी शेयर्ड ऑल द थिंग्स। और जो लोग रियली एस्पायरिंग हैं, जो चाहते हैं वाकई कुछ करना जो है, तो जो डॉक्टर गरिमा ने साइट बताया है जो है, उन साइट्स को विजिट करें, जो है स्टार्टअप इंडिया का साइट विजिट करें। अभी चीजें बड़ी आसान हो गई हैं, सब कुछ रेडिली एसेसिबल है। द ओनली वन थिंग which is creating the problem is the inertia. हमको इस inertia बाहर आना है।
जी सर जी।
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much sir.
One more, sir, one more person is there. I think Avedi Sadaf Chera. We are just allow him. ठीक है। हेलो
जी डॉक्टर अदिति बताएं।
Sir, I think he is unable to. Just Avedi Sadaf. Do you have any question? So I think he is not able to ask the question. So thank you so much for that, sir. Now over
is mine. Thanks to all Modern College team to organize this webinar, and I wish you all the best.
Now over to ma'am, please.